Hey everyone, it's technology expert Burton Kelso with Integral here, sharing another tech tip to help you get the most out of the technology in your life. Today we're talking about upgrading Macs. Macs are easy to use, but they need upgrade too. They need love, in order to make sure that they run successfully for a long time. An average Mac, whether it be an iMac, a Mac Mini, a MacBook Air, or even a MacBook Pro, can get at least 10 years of life. It's true that Apple will make these computers obsolete after 5 to 7 years, but even though you don't get the updates from Apple, you can keep these computers for a long time. So how do you upgrade your Mac and make sure that it's got the latest version? Well, it helps to make sure that you have the latest version of your Mac OS to keep track of and keep safe from cyber security alerts and viruses. So let's switch screens here, give you a little rundown about Apple, Mac operating systems and what you need to do to keep it up to date. We're going to switch screens like we always do, and we're off. Oh, wrong screen. I don't know why that happens. Let's get to where we're going. There we are. All right. So the current version of Mac OS is Mac OS Mojave. Mojave is the latest version of Mac OS to be released, but you may not have Mojave. You may have something a little bit older. So to kind of give you a rundown of all the Mac operating systems out there, let's go to good old Wikipedia, which will break it down for us. So when Mac OS X first came out, you had Cheetah, which was the first Macintosh operating system to hit the market. Then there was Puma and Jaguar and Panther, Tiger, Leopard, Snow Leopard, Lion, Mountain Lion, Mavericks, Yosemite. And what's important for you viewing this video is you can tell which version of Mac OS by looking at the screen background. So Tiger, you really can't tell, but starting with Lion or Leopard, you can see if you've got that background, you've got Leopard. Same thing with Snow Leopard and Lion and Mountain Lion and Mavericks and Yosemite. You can see the mountains on there with Yosemite and El Capitan, Sierra, High Sierra, and finally Mojave, which is the latest release. So take a look at these and see what operating system you have. But you're probably saying, well, Burton, I really don't know what I have. What do I need to do to find out what I'm running on my Mac? Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, on every Mac, you can go to the Apple menu, click on it, and go to About This Mac. Once you click on that, after a few seconds with this slow Mac, it'll pop up and let you know which version of Mac OS you're using. So this computer has High Sierra on it, which is almost the latest version of Mac OS, and it needs to be upgraded to Mojave. You can also look and see which version, or when you purchase your Macintosh, and it'll tell you that this is a Mac Mini, what type of processor, how much memory, graphics card, etc., etc. So those key points should let you know which version of Mac OS that you're running on your Macintosh computer. Now, the good part, how do you upgrade your Mac? Well, that part is pretty simple too. Let's switch back to our Macintosh screen, and then it's easy to do. So the first thing you can do is you can just type in Google, how to upgrade my Mac OS to Mojave, or you can click on the menu, Apple menu here, go to About This Mac, and after a few seconds it'll pop up and you can click on Software Update, and as you can see, it is taking me to the upgrade where it'll give me a software upgrade to Safari. But you can click on, rather than upgrades, which is highlighted, you can click on featured, and it should bring up the Mojave operating system, which is the featured update. Now, what's important with that is if it's featured from Mojave in this point forward, that means that it's the most current operating system available for your Macintosh computer. Now, if I want to upgrade to Mojave, if I click on featured again, let's go to Mojave. And there's two versions of Mojave. There's dark mode, and then there's just plain old Mojave. Now, if I want to download Mojave, it normally will have an option to download Mojave, which I've already done, and it's ready to go, where the screen or this button says open. So if once it's downloaded, then you can click open, and then it'll start the Mojave update. Now, before you update your Mac operating system or anything else, there's several things that you probably need to do on your Mac, and on the Apple website, they tell you what you need to do. You need to check your compatibility with your Macintosh. So if you are running a Mac that is 2012 or later, you can run Mojave. And to check that, again, you go to the Apple menu, check about this Mac, and see this is a late 2014 Mac. So that means you can upgrade to Mojave because it's got to be 2012 or later. If you've got a Mac that's 2012 or older, unfortunately, that means that you can no longer update the Mac to the latest operating system, which is Mojave. So not the end of the world, but something you should know. Also, as Apple says, you need to make a backup of your stuff, so you can use Time Machine, which is up here in the upper right hand corner. You can hook up an external hard drive, enable Time Machine, and have a backup. And then make sure that you have enough free space on there. You need at least 12.5 gigabytes of storage space and up to 20 gigabytes of storage as well. How do you find that? Pretty darn simple. Just go to the Apple menu, about this Mac, and then go to storage, because that's where your stuff is stored. And as you can see on the Macintosh hard drive, I've got plenty of room because it's telling me I've got 476 gigabytes worth of data available to update to Mojave. So I'm ready to go. If I click on restart, it will install Mojave. And I'm ready. I'm all set to go to update to the latest operating system of Mac OS. So hopefully that will give you some tips to make sure that you keep your Mac up to date. If you're using an older version of Mac OS, update it. Get Mojave. So if you, as always, if you've got comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below. Would love to hear from you to find out what tech tips you'd like me to cover in future videos. And speaking of videos, be sure to subscribe to either Integral or myself, Burton Kelso, the technology expert. Both the YouTube channel and our social media pages, and we're all over social media, have tons of tech tips and tricks that are designed to empower you and help you get the most out of the technology that you use. So folks, take care of yourself and do many things to make you smile, and thanks for watching.